Good evening, everyone. Doing Drasha earlier during the week. Tonight, this week's Parsha is Parshas Vayechi, Tavshin Pei Beis. I'd like to dedicate this evening's Drasha memory of my mother, Mrs. Shalamas Rabinowitz, Shalamas Bas Rabbi Yaakov Eliezer. Yosef gets a message that his father has become very ill and is dying. So he takes his two sons to Yaakov. Yaakov, delivers to Yosef a message he wants to share with him. And then he tells Yosef to bring forth his sons to give them a blessing. And the famous story happens where Yosef arranges his sons to stand in the way that Yaakov's right hand should go on Menashe and his left on Ephraim. Menashe, being the firstborn, should get the blessing with the right hand, which always represents the stronger hand and the stronger blessing because he was the firstborn. And Ephraim would get the lesser significant blessing because he was the younger one. And Yaakov switched his hands, putting his right on Ephraim, his left on Menashe, because of the fact that they were greater individuals destined to come out of Ephraim than out of Menashe. And then, towards the end, he turns to both of them and gives them the following blessing. And he blessed them on that day, saying, through you, or with you, the Jewish people shall bless, saying, Hashem should make you like Ephraim and Menashe. This is the blessing, the traditional blessing that parents give their sons. And this is based on the fact that Yaakov said to Menashe and Ephraim that you will be the examples by which the Jewish people shall bless their children. And therefore we bless our sons, that Hashem should bless you to make you like Ephraim and Menashe. For the girls, we say Hashem should make you like our matriarchs, Kesara, Rivka, Rachel, Leah. For the boys, we say you should be like Ephraim. Hashem should make you like Ephraim and Menashe. Now, there is a problem here with the wording, where it says Hashem should make you, place you like Ephraim and Menashe. Clearly, our blessing is that our children should grow up to be as great as Ephraim and Menashe. Ephraim and Menashe merited to become part of the tribes of Israel. Yosef, his tribe, became Menashe and Ephraim. They're the ones who are counted as the 12 tribes. In order to be able to merit that, they had to become very spiritual and great individuals, great tzaddikim. So clearly our blessing is that they should merit to be like them. But to say Hashem should make you, that's problematic. Hashem doesn't make anyone to be righteous. We have to make the choice and put in the effort to be righteous. Hashem doesn't make us righteous. So why does it say, why is the blessing Hashem should make you, place you, like Ephraim and Menashe? What does it mean? Rav David Feinstein Zatzal explained in the following way. There is a very important Gemara in Kedushin that tells us the following. We all have a Yetzer Hara, evil inclination. As physical human beings, we have tendencies to go towards physical gratification, which often leads us into the wrong place. So the Talmud says in Kedushin, a person's evil inclination overpowers a person every day and wants to destroy a person. And if not for the fact that the Almighty assists each person in battling his evil inclination, a person would not be able to overcome it. The evil inclination within us is way too strong for us to really control. And the only reason at the end of the day that we have the power to control it is because Hashem assists us. He sends us the strength. He helps us to be able to overcome. That's what we call siyata d'shmaya, divine or heavenly assistance. He's going to help us. And because he helps us, that lessens the power of the evil inclination in whatever way that help manifests itself. And that gives us the ability to overcome. He's not going to take away our free will. The challenge is going to be there. But he's going to help us be able to get through the challenge. So Reb David Feinstein gave the following example, an example of what this could be, how it manifests itself. So imagine a person decides they're going to start keeping Shabbos, which means that if, let's say, they have some kind of a store, a hardware store, let's say, can't be open on Shabbos. And that can be a very difficult challenge. Saturday may be the best day in the store. People are going out and doing their chores and taking care of things. That's the best day. There's a lot of business on that day. He can lose out on a lot. Siyata D'Shmai, heavenly assistance would be that he finds a client who buys so much on a regular basis during the week that there's no that Shabbos isn't a loss. He makes enough money during the week to make up for the Shabbos loss. Now, it could be a challenge because if I open on Shabbos, I'd be making more. He can think to himself. Okay, but the challenge is mitigated, clearly, because there's no loss of money involved. The loss of money that you think is going to come from Shabbos, look, it was taken care of. That's Siyata D'Shmai. That's divine assistance. It's still up to you to make the choice. And it's going to be a difficult choice. But you're receiving help. You received a dose of help. I'll give you another example. Imagine you're very upset with a person and you want to send them a nasty email. And, in front of your computer, you type out the email, and the only thing left to do is press send. And you're going back and forth. Should I send it? Should I send it? Should I not send it? Deep down, the right thing is not to send it, but you are burning mad at this person. And you come to the point where you're going to say, I'm going to send it. They shouldn't have done that to me. I'm going to send it. And you're about to press send, and the phone rings. And you pick up the phone. Another line you hear, hello, Pablo. You say, who? Is this Pablo's house? You say, no. You must have the wrong number. Oh, sorry. You hang up. Okay. Back to sending that nasty email. But that phone call interrupted you. It interrupted you from sending it. You have cooled down a bit because of that interruption. And now, again, you have the chance to decide, will I do it or not? That's Siyata D'Shmaya. You got a second chance because you were interrupted. Hashem stopped you from sending it with that phone call and gave you another chance to reconsider. That's Siyata D'Shmaya. That's an example of being given divine assistance, of making it easier for you, giving you another chance, making it easier for you to do the right thing. And Siyata D'Shmaya, divine assistance, can manifest itself in many different ways. But the point is, without that assistance, it doesn't go. Now let's take a look at Menashe and Ephraim. Menashe and Ephraim were born in Egypt, and they were raised in the royal trappings of Egypt. Egypt was an idolatrous country. Ancient Egypt, was considered a very immoral, depraved place. And you can imagine that within royalty, that's going to be excessive. And Menashe and Ephraim were born into that. They never saw Eretz Yisrael. They were never in Eretz, never saw it. I'm sure they never saw it. They probably somebody went to bury Yaakov. They never lived in Eretz Yisrael. They never had the chance to live in Yaakov's house in Israel. How did they become so great? How were they able to have the strength to be able to remain as righteous as they did, even with a father like Yosef? And the answer is, it must be that they received a healthy dose of Siyata D'Shmaya, divine assistance. Otherwise, it couldn't have happened. Now, of course, they had to decide to utilize it. And it took a lot to utilize. But it must be that they received Siyata D'Shmaya, heavenly assistance, to be able to become as righteous as they did. Because otherwise, how could they become how they became growing up in Egypt? So Menashe Ephraim's success must have been because Hashem gave them a very healthy dose of Siyata D'Shmaya, divine assistance, which again, they had to use it. That was their challenge. And only because it was a challenge and they used it, they rose and became what they did. But it doesn't take away the fact that there must have been a healthy amount of Siyata D'Shmaya for them to utilize in order for them to be able to withstand the challenges that they faced. And that is our blessing to our children. Hashem should make you like Ephraim and Menashe means that Hashem should give you a healthy dose of Siyata D'Shmaya, divine assistance, in dealing with the challenges of life. That's how Menashe and Ephraim succeeded. That's what Hashem gave them. Hashem made them in the sense of that part was his part. Ephraim and Menashe became what they became because Hashem gave them divine assistance. We want our children, Hashem should place them. Hashem should make them like Menashe and Ephraim. There is something that comes from Hashem, and that is the Siyata D'Shmaya, the divine assistance. That's our blessing. May you be able to receive divine assistance from the Almighty to be able to overcome your evil inclination and all your challenges so that you can become as great as Ephraim and Menashe. Meaning so that you could be able to grow even within all the serious challenges you may face in life that want to draw you away from Torah. Hashem should make you like Ephraim and Menashe, just as they received that tremendous dose of Siyata D'Shmaya to utilize and become who they were, even in that difficult environment. You should merit the same thing, is what we say to our children. Hashem should make you like Ephraim and Menashe. You should merit to have tremendous divine assistance so that you could also get through the challenges of life and grow to be a source of nachas for us and for all the Jewish people. Have a wonderful evening.